Hey, my handsome ladies and gentlemen, this is Shmeaty. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. Merry Christmas to all those who celebrate, but regardless of if you celebrate or not, I've got a gift for you, and that is going to be my favorite team to run in the Open Great League currently. We've got some interesting movesets here. It's going to be Superior on Leaf Tornado and Frenzy Plant. That'll be referred to as Left Tyrando for the remainder of this video. We've got Goodra on Thunder Punch and Draco Meteor to catch opponents by surprise. Very convincing at taking switch advantage is this particular Goodra. And of course, as the closer, we've got the ever reliable Typhlosion, Incinerate, Thunder Punch, and Blast Burn. Nothing special there. If you find enjoyment in today's video, please feel free to leave it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. But without keeping it too much longer, let's just get into game number 1. What a cursed lead game number 1 has in store for us. Left Tyrando leading into a Shadow Alolan Sandslash. We're going to switch out into our Goodra, who's also weak to Ice. And of course, when you see Shadow Alolan Sandslash, what's always paired with that Pokemon? It's going to be an Azumarill. We're going to be able to do some significant damage with the Thunder Punch. Unfortunately, it is a CMP tie here. They are going to fire off an Ice Beam, but I know I can live it and try to make another Thunder Punch, but I get farmed down in the process. Very unfortunate for me. We're bringing back in the Superior. We can easily tank a Ice Beam here, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to let that first Ice Beam go. We're looking to fire off 4 more Vine Whips and a Left Tyrando. We're going to undercharge this nearly fully. We're going to hit 3 bubbles, and now we are looking for that farm down of the Azumarill. Perfect farm down on the Azu just before they're able to make another move. They're going to bring in their Feraligatr, but they are behind a turn, and that is a cardinal sin in this matchup because unfortunately for them, Typhlosion wins CMP and matches pace to the Thunder Punches with their Hydro Cannons. So this opponent is definitely on the back foot right now. We're going to be able to overfarm just a little bit here. They throw on alignment, and if this matchup wasn't already secured, it certainly is now. I'm going to fire off 1 more Incinerate and a Thunder Punch, and now I have my pick of the litter. I can really do whatever I want to now, provided they don't catch. They are not going to catch. They're going to bring in the Sandslash, and now we're going to Thunder Punch the Sandslash. It all comes down to Left Tyrando versus the Sandslash. They CMP tied, maybe not expecting me to have another move loaded, but they threw on alignment, so I do. It's going to be an Ice Punch. Left Tyrando has a lot of energy banked here. We're going to fire off the Frenzy Plant here. Is this going to be enough? 2-2 shot here. It comes down to a CMP tie. They get the Ice Punch. Unfortunately, that's going to be game over. GG's. Getting into the next game, and this is a fun one. It's going to be Superior leading into a Medicham. Definitely a relic of the past, but we do have to be a little mindful of the fact that they do have access to that buffed Ice Punch. An Ice Punch generally isn't very threatening, but I could feel that did a lot more damage than it normally would. I'm going to build up to just before they make another Ice Punch. Now, Superior, I believe, should always win the CMP unless you have one of those really memey God Medi sets from a couple seasons ago. The last season Medicham was good, where everybody rebuilt another one and spent 2 trillion XLs in Stardust, and then it died. Anyway, Ice Punch is going to land on our Goodra, not the best feeling. They're going to bring in a Diggersby, and this is where having access to Draco Meteor is actually really helpful. Now, this Diggersby is probably going to be like, oh, I could easily tank an Aqua Tail, but it's not an Aqua Tail. It's a CMP tied to a Draco Meteor, and we are right back in this game. The Scorching Sands is going to connect. It does a lot of damage to the Goodra, and they are going to be able to get that farm down, but I can get an Incinerate head start with the Typhlosion. They committed to making another Scorching Sands, did not quite get there. It's going to be a Bibarel in back, and this is pretty bad. Unfortunately, they are going to be at a shield advantage here. I'm going to switch out into the Superior here. I was really hoping for a CMP sack swap. Unfortunately, they did not throw the move. They went for the extra, and then they're going to bring in the Medicham. I'm firing off a Left Tyrando here. Can we get a debuff here? They don't care enough about the Medicham. Oh, and this is bad. We do get the debuff, however. It is going to be the Ice Punch, and now it's all up to Superior here. It's going to be another Left Tyrando. They probably know that this is only a Left Tyrando, but they can't really do anything about that fact. It's going to connect. They have no shields remaining. In comes a Typhlosion, and you might think bringing in a Typhlosion into a Bibarel with 2 moves is not the play, but we snuck the Incinerate, and we have the Thunder Punch to win CMP. All 100 of that energy will not save you this match. GG's to this trainer. Into the next game, and oh! Serperior's licking his lips at this lead. It's going to be a Morpeko, and this is absolutely fantastic for Serperior to see here. We're going to fire off a left Tyrando immediately on 5. Oftentimes they won't respect it, and they'll think, oh, they just built up to the Aerial Ace. And that damage is significant. The game trying to figure itself out there. The animation changed just too much for the game to handle. Fortunately, we aren't behind at all. It's going to be a left Tyrando with the attack boost. They did not respect it. And now we can easily commit to a farm down of this Morpeko. It's going to be another Psychic Fangs they throw. And now, I believe they're only going to be able to make another Psychic Fangs here. I'm not shielding that regardless. It would be an Electric Aura Wheel that is -2, although my defense is -2, but it's only a Psychic Fangs. They're going to get farmed down. And now we just have a Serperior with a massive energy lead, and we did not have to give up a shield for it. In comes a Lucario, and this isn't necessarily good for the rest of my team to see. I can't hard pivot into my Typhlosion there, and I don't want to concede a farm down with my Serperior. So you're going to see me switch into the Goodra and try to make double Thunder Punch to make something happen against this Lucario. They're going to shield up a Thunder Punch. Can I make another? I get farmed down just before. And now in comes the Typhlosion, but we're only going to have to shield up one move here because that Incinerate will easily KO. They fire off the Blaze Kick. It's a Tropius in the back. GG's. Couldn't ask for much more for Christmas, and this next one is going to be Serperior into Quagsire. They're going to have to immediately switch here. It's going to be a Goodra coming in to meet our Serperior here. And here, I think I'm just going to go for the left Tyrando and switch. If I get the debuff, I am absolutely cooking. And we get the debuff. We confirm it with an extra Vine Whip and bring in our own Goodra. Now, shy of them having Draco Meteor, and I still don't even think a Draco Meteor would bail them out here, there's no way they can maintain switch advantage here. They're going to fire off an Aqua Tail. We're going to leave this with just below 50% HP, and we are in a very good spot here. They fire off a Thunder Punch second, which, okay. Anyway, it's going to be the Quagsire coming back in. We're going to be able to reach this Draco Meteor, and oh no, Draco Meteor one-shots the Quagsire. Down it goes, but there is a problem. We're going to save a little bit of our Goodra because we're very close to a Thunder Punch. Bring in left Tyrando. Here I'm going to no shield. It's going to be the Fly. It will KO. But now, I think this is where we can safely bring in Typhlosion, and we're at a pacing advantage versus Talonflame there. They know it. Game's over. GG's. Next up, Serperior into Primeape. This is not good, not bad, especially because we're on left Tyrando. We can't really threaten an Aerial Ace. Oh, but I can bait an Aerial Ace on 5. They're going to fire off a move on 5. It could be a close combat. It would do some solid damage, but it will never KO the Serperior, nor will the Ice Punch. So we're going to no shield. It's the Rage Fist. Pretty obvious bait there. Going for the left Tyrando, they shielded up as if it were an Aerial Ace. And now, in order to get another shield here, I'll probably have to build up to a Frenzy Plant. But I think the safer play is just going straight for the left Tyrando again, and seeing if maybe I can get a debuff here, because we can reset their double boost. Unfortunately, no debuff is to be, but we get both shields from the Primeape, and Primeape is now in prime Incinerate downrange. They're going to fire off a move onto the Typhlosion, but I can shield this and farm them all the way down to Typhlosion. Up this much energy is a problem for nearly any team. In comes a Steelix. They're looking to catch the Blast Burn on a non-Shadow Feraligatr, but a Thunder Punch will be greeting them instead. This is going to do a lot of damage. It's actually a Shadow Feraligatr. Doesn't matter. It probably would have lived very slightly, the Thunder Punch, if it was non-Shadow, but the Blast Burn destroys the Steelix. GG's. I guess playing Serperior is the never-ending good lead show, as it's going to be Serperior into Dunsparce. And what makes this a very good lead, for those that are unaware, is that Dunsparce is stuck throwing non-stab, low base power rock damage at Serperior, and it'd be much rather preferring to throw Drill Run, but Drill Run is resisted. With the Rock Slide nerf, this is a miserable matchup, made even more miserable by the fact that we were able to get that first initial left Tyrando debuff, and they didn't give up a shield. They don't have to. We're nearly at 100 energy, firing off the Frenzy Plant at the back-to-back here, and now a very good Dunsparce will live, but most will not. That one is able to hang on, But I'm okay with that because this Rock Slide still doesn't put us in the low red. Just barely breaking into the red health is the Serperior. Now they're going to bring in a Drifloon. I'm just firing off the left Tyrando here. Might as well. And now, regardless of the outcome here, I'm going to switch out. Not a whole lot of left Tyrando luck there, but we're going to bring in the Goodra. They're going to be able to fire off a move here. I think I can no-shield this, but I'm going to preserve the Goodra in case it's good in the back. We are going to build up 2 before they make that next Icy Wind, as that next Icy Wind will now threaten to KO and fire off this Thunder Punch, forcing the first shield from this Drifloon. Now Drifloon plays into the winning CMP tie. That was a very dangerous decision from them. Either they had my counts down perfectly or they got really lucky there. In comes the Typhlosion, but now we can just bring in left Tyrando. We're firing off this left Tyrando, and they have to no-shield, or they have to shield it up. It could be a Frenzy Plant. It gets the debuff as well. We're able to make another move here. Now, I could decide to shield that. I have the Frenzy Plant loaded, but I'm going to let it go and just trust in the Typhlosion. Fortunately, with these bubbles being so heavily debuffed, we're not in a range where the Azumarill is going to ever be able to farm us down. We're going to be able to make another Thunder Punch, but since they throw a move here, we're easily able to throw one more Incinerate, leave with the back-to-back Thunder Punches, and this game will be over. In comes the Drifloon, but Drifloon is not saving this trainer right now. Thunder Punch takes out the Drifloon, and another Thunder Punch will take out the Azumarill. The strength of Typhlosion with this new Thunder Punch, I am loving it. On to the next game. It's going to be another good lead for Serperior into a Unova Stunfisk. And Ufisk here, not very comfortable as it's stuck throwing exclusively resisted damage. Speaking of resisted damage, how core broken can one man be to a singular grass snake? Left Tyrando is going to be fired at the Azumarill. Azumarill is going to no shield, and they're going to fire off a move here. This is okay by us. We're going to shield it up. It's always going to be the Ice Beam there. So we're just going to build up a massive amount of energy, 7 Vine Whips, and fire off another left Tyrando. This time, potentiating a shield from the Azumarill as a Frenzy Plant would handily KO. They're going to shield it up, and now we get the debuff. We don't have to shield this Ice Beam whatsoever. The Ice Beam does land onto the Serperior, but we can farm up once again a massive amount of energy, going for the left Tyrando, maybe looking for a little bit of an undercharge for maximum energy farm on the Azu. They give this trainer new mechanic. Oh my goodness, make your game consistent, please. Ice Beam lands onto the Serperior. We're going to be able to fire off a left Tyrando there, or at least we would, but we're actually going to switch out into the Goodra, and Ufisk doesn't have a very good matchup here either, so we're perfectly fine with pivoting out aggressively here. We're going to no-shield that Icy Wind and look to get energy on our Typhlosion in the end game. They're going to bring in the Ufisk, maybe thinking they caught the Thunder Punch, but they caught a Draco Meteor instead, and we still have a lot of Serperior to go around. We're going to fire off a left Tyrando at this poor unsuspecting Ufisk, and we're able to get 2 off. And this should put it in perfect farm down range for the Typhlosion in the end game. In comes Typhlosion. They're going to be able to fire off a move here, but I'm not going to shield it. This is okay. A Mud Bomb is never going to KO my Typhlosion there. I get the Thunder Punch, and this game is over. In comes the Drifloon. Even if it had a move loaded, which it does not, it will not win CMP, so that'll be a GG. Alright, the game is no longer handing out freebies. In the final match of the video, it's going to be Serperior leading into Malamar. Pretty neutral lead all around here. They do get to the foul play at the same pacing I get to my Frenzy Plant, so I will always fire off an extra Vine Whip there to see if I can catch them throwing on alignment, or rather throwing their energy as soon as they get it, which is on alignment. Nevertheless, I'm going to fire off a Leaf Tornado onto the Malamar, maybe trying to grab a shield, but they switch and catch onto their Toxapex, and they get the debuff. Oh no, this is now an extremely painful matchup for this Toxapex. There's not anything they can do. They're going to fire off a Sludge Wave here. Look at how little damage that does to the Goodra. That is a very expensive move to be doing such little damage. We're going to be able to make a Thunder Punch here. And honestly, I can just no-shield my way through this and still have energy loaded for that Malamar or whatever the third is. It's almost assuredly going to be a Diggersby. It's going to be the Brine that was not enough energy, and now we have a Draco Meteor. Please tell me you're going to let this go. You can live in Aqua Tail comfortably. Oh, the screenshot for the boys. Unsuccessful. In comes the Serperior. Even though I'm reading that it's Toxapex here, or excuse me, that it's Diggersby here, I'm just going to try to get a Frenzy Plant off on the Malamar, and now it is going to land on the Malamar. Can't really give up a shield when there is a Serperior in play. It's not the Pokemon I was expecting. This is actually an Azumarill. Very interesting team from this opponent. We're going to be able to fire off a Thunder Punch onto this Azumarill, and these Thunder Punches are going to shred through this Azumarill's health, firing off the second one immediately here, and now we are one Incinerate off on third Thunder Punch, which will KO the Azu. They're going to be able to make a move here, but all I have to do is shield up, fire off a move, and this game will absolutely be over. Thunder Punch onto the Azu with this buff is insane damage. Down goes the Azu, and the Malamar was KO'd by the Incinerate. GG's. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me, and yeah, I felt like this team was really strong and really competent into the current Open Great League meta. I had a lot of fun with it, and honestly, I would recommend it. If you guys are looking for a team to run, have a little fun, definitely this is one for you. Only problem is something like an Alolan Sandslash on lead is pretty uncomfortable to deal with, and I actually wouldn't hate the idea of an Aquatail Draco Meteor Goodra. I'm just not going to run it because mine is Legacy, and I wasn't going to build another Goodra because I'm poor. So yeah, that was basically the entirety of the rationale for that. Anyway, if you found enjoyment in today's video, once again, thank you so much for watching. I've been Shmeaty. I hope to see you guys again next time. Enjoy the holidays, and have a good rest of your day.